Can a complete noob on their own, without a tremendous amount of help, install a standalone engine management system on their car? Spoiler alert, I think the answer is yes. But let's go through it step by step. I'll do a brief recap of where I've been so far. Many of you know I have been attempting to resurrect my track car, if not to its former glory, at least to some state of glory so that it at least runs and can hopefully someday soon be a candidate for more HPDE track day type things here in Texas. However, in my attempts to restore it, it became very clear that my ECU, this is the stock Honda P28 ECU, it has a Honda chip installed on it. Real OGs will recognize this as a Honda S200, which I think they stopped producing like 450 years ago, or I don't know, maybe 15 years ago or so. So everything really very archaic. I toyed with the idea of just getting another P28 ECU, getting a Honda or some sort of chip on it and retuning it, but that would then kind of lock me into a lot of things. The thing I wanted to try, just sort of to personally get better at something, is to see if I could maybe put a standalone engine management system replacing this, so that then in the future, if my track car maybe goes to a different motor, maybe I put like a K20 or a K24 in it, or who knows what will go in it, that I will still have the engine management system that will be able to support my needs. So after quite a bit of research, the route that I went was with the ECU Master EMU Black engine management system, and they on their website also offer what they call a plug and play harness. And so the idea behind that is the three, sort of bundles of wire that go into this ECU here will fit into the plug and play harness on one end, and then the other end of the plug and play harness will go into the standalone computer. And I will show it to you here in a second, but that was the idea. I think the whole thing was shipped to Texas, maybe $1,600, $1,700, something like that. That's for both the EMU Black and the plug and play harness. I kind of waited around and saw if maybe there was going to be a discount or special on them or something. Seems to not be the case lately, so I paid full price. And anyway, here's what's arrived. I kind of wanted to show you how it arrives, what it looks like, what the box is like, what's all included. And so here we go. So this arrived, already had it open, but here's what comes from ECU Master when you order it from them. So this first box is the plug and play harness. I'll open it in a second. And then this guy right here is the actual engine computer. Really nothing else, just packing material. I will start with the EMU Black. Yeah, so I got some documentation. This is even laminated. I guess it kind of shows you the various ports and pins in case people maybe don't want to get a plug and play harness and just completely build their own from scratch. More power to you if you can do that. I'm not quite that advanced yet. I'm still white belt or yellow belt at all this. Black belts can build their own engine harness. Got some warranty stuff, other warning. And then here is the packaging, the new engine management computer. So it's surprisingly compact. Compared to the old one, this is kind of what it looks like. So I don't have a banana for scale or anything like that, but compared to the stock ECU, this is sort of the size comparison. You can see there's all the pins. It has some fins up here for heat rejection, I'm pretty sure. It points out that it is a USB-C ported unit, so you'll be using USB-C to connect to your laptop for tuning and adjusting and so forth. Also in the box are the two connectors that can go into these plugs. So if you're building your own harness, it comes with connectors. Let me, I guess, unpack it a little bit further. It comes with the USB-C data wire. Here, I can plug it in. By the way, it says in several places, the device has a USB-C communication port. Please be careful when installing the USB cable. If damage to the port may make it impossible to repair the device. And it says it in more than one location. So maybe genuinely this USB-C port has experienced failures in the past or has not survived rough handling. Anyway, I guess I will be very gentle with it. So you've got this, and then when you connect to your laptop, it'll be this. There is, if you guys can see it, hopefully it'll focus on it, right there, what looks like a little barb for an incoming vacuum hose or something like that. That is actually exactly what it is. It has an internal, I think it's a 4-bar map, maybe it's a 3-bar map, I'm not sure. But for boost or load or any other applications where you actually would like this to act as the processor for your map sensor, well, the sensor lives in here too. You can just hook this up to your intake tract and it will read and compute how much load is on the engine, either if you're running boost or if you're running NA. But anyway, that's in the box. Then there's the various crimp connectors. There's 2 different sizes actually. There's sort of a large square and a smaller rectangular one. These are the larger square ones. It comes with plugs, little rubber weather plugs for ports that you're not using in your harness construction so that you don't get moisture or anything going in. It has some resistors, which I'm guessing are for items that need resistors. It escapes me right now. You know, maybe some sensors have a different impedance than what's expected, but anyway, it comes with some resistors as well. It comes with some cool stickers. And the way that these connectors work is after you have fed all your wires into the appropriate ports that you have chosen, using this guide or the lengthy instruction manual or the support that's available on the website. This purple thing opens. It will then fit on to here, and when you push the purple thing closed, it locks it in place very, very securely. So the same thing goes for this black connector. Let me open it. There we go. So this would go on, and then if you push this in, it locks it in place, and it is really very secure. It's nothing Mickey Mouse about this at all. All right, let me see if I can get it back off. Yep, there's one. Here's 2. So this is all I'm going to use for right now because I have a plug-and-play harness. I'm not going to build my own. Let me set all this aside. Here is the plug-and-play harness that came with the kit directly from ECU Master. It seems to be a WHP, or wholesalehorsepower.com seems to be the vendor. I don't know if they're a subcontractor of ECU Master or what. But when you open this box, here is the plug and play connectors. And then here, hopefully you can see it, is what actually makes it plug and play. So, yes, whoa. If you look very carefully, the input ports, I'm not really sure how well my camera is focusing, but these inlet electric ports are identical. So wiring harness in your car will plug directly into here without any kind of modification whatsoever. The beautiful thing then is that these, my bad, one, let's see if I can get the right one this time. There we go. So once those are plugged in, the whole thing looks like this. And you guessed it, this is what goes to the EMU black. Turn this whole thing over. Start with this gray one. There. And so now this looks a little bit big. I'm not flexing the wires a whole lot yet. Will go in your car, and this will plug into your regular stock wiring harness. And then from there, it becomes a matter of actually putting a map a base map. On this, you obviously load it through your, from your laptop through here. And then you can usually get a base map from either ECU Master or some other resources on the web. My motor at the moment is a B18 C5. It's like bored and stroked and all this other stuff, so it's actually a little over a 2-liter motor. But I was able to find a B16 base map, and my plan is to then fiddle with that to sort of make sure that the injector size matches my injector size, my fuel pressure matches my fuel pressure, my displacement is known, so instead of being 1.6 liter, it might be 2.1 or 2.2 liters, right? It just depends on what your motor is. And then, honestly, you're good to go. One other thing that this will do is if you have a wideband O2, which I recommend that you do. Many cars, the O2 sensor that comes in them is just a narrowband O2, which will tell you in a very narrow range whether you're above or below stoichiometric. The wideband will give you much more precise control over your fuel tuning and also the feedback mechanism between, what is the wideband O2 seeing versus what the injectors are doing to try and target an air-fuel ratio very carefully. It's a lot of power to be had in accurate fueling, just like with ignition, but fuel also offers a lot of power potential. So anyway, that's what's all in the box. I'm very pleased with what I got. The quality seems really, like this EMU black is really solid. It's a metal box. I don't even think it's aluminum. It's aluminum. This is also well made. I believe it looks 3D printed. At least I see layers on the side. It fits really well. There's no gaps or anything like that. So from a quality perspective, I am 100% on board with this plug-and-play harness. I'll try and hold it up one more time so maybe you guys can see like the part number or whatever. Again, I have an old Honda track car that used to be OBD1. It's a 92 Civic Si, the tub was a 92 Si. Everything else has been changed, but this is it. This is gonna go into my car. And I'll hope you guys can follow along a little bit. I'll show you the installation process, the wiring. Very keen eyes will probably have noticed that there is already, I don't know if you guys can see it, one wire is already here. This is one that I put in. This is specifically for my wideband O2, and I'll explain how that all works, right? I already have a wideband O2, so those wires are all in the passenger footbell, which is where all this will live, and then the output from the wideband O2 will go here. So I have monkeyed with this just a little bit already, which, by the way, is also why I'm so confident that a complete noob can use their own engine management system, and the car will ultimately actually run and do well. Anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully you guys benefited a little bit from it. Please leave a like or a comment or something if you learned something new or enjoyed the video. Please leave a dislike if you didn't like the video or didn't learn anything new. But I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you.